Actual. The actual amount of money was not known, although they knew it was large. Ash. Don't drop your cigarette ash on the carpet. Use an ashtray. Beat. The rain was beating against the windows. Bowl. He ate only one bowl of rice and drank a glass of milk. Carpenter. A carpenter builds and repairs the wooden parts of houses, barns, or ships. Circumstance. In no circumstances must a soldier leave his post without permission. Conceive. Young children like to watch television. They cannot conceive of life without it. Contain. The book contains all the information you need. Crime. He was found guilty of committing a serious crime. Decorate. The streets were decorated with flags for the king's visit. Part 2. Determine. The size of your shoes is determined by the size of your feet. Divide. The small river divides my land from his. Elbow. He was watching television with his elbows bent, his chin in his hands. Entrance. The entrance to the cave has been blocked up. Expense. Most children are educated at public expense. Feast. The king invited them to a feast last night. Fog. We often have bad fogs on the southern coast during the winter. Furnish. No one in the class could furnish the right answer to the question. The new hotel is finished, but it is not yet furnished. Greedy. Don't be so greedy. There is enough for everyone. Hesitate. He hesitated to take such a big risk in his business. Part 3. Impossible. Today, it is impossible to cure cancer completely. Institution. Colleges and universities are educational institutions. Journal. Both he and his wife write for a business journal. Launch. The United States launched a new spaceship yesterday. Loss. Loss of health is more serious than loss of wealth. Match. You can't match him in knowledge of wild plants. The drapes of the room match the rug of the floor. Misfortune. His failure in business was due not to misfortune, but to his mistakes. Native. The politician was never popular in his native country. Obvious. It is obvious that 2 and 2 make 4. Outstanding. He is an outstanding pitcher because of his ball control. Part 4. Pasture. I saw many horses grazing on the pasture. Personality. She was elected class president because of her good personality. Port. New York and San Francisco are important ports of the United States. Privilege. The members of the club have the privilege of buying the football ticket at special rates. Puzzle. No one has yet succeeded in explaining the puzzle of how life first began. Region. New York is one of the regions of the United States. Resemble. They resemble each other in shape, but not in color. Roast. We need an oven to roast meat and potatoes. Savage. They carried guns to protect themselves from the savage tribes. Sentiment. The young girls preferred stories full of sentiments. Part 5. Silence. Students are required to maintain silence in the library. Sob. She sobbed when she heard the bad news. Spit. Please spit your gum before you come into the classroom. Steep. The hill was too steep for them to climb. Substantial. John has made a substantial improvement in his health. Swift. Be careful not to fall down. The current of the river is swift. Thermometer. The doctor used a clinical thermometer to measure the patient's temperature. Tower. You should visit the Tower of London when you have a chance to visit England. Typical. Turkey is a typical food for the Thanksgiving Day dinner. Virgin. The man decided to marry a virgin who lives in the house next to his uncle. Whisper. She whispered a few words at the corner.